What another exciting week in crypto. We had huge inflows to the Bitcoin ETFs. We had trade agreements that have been made with the UK. China's in the works. I don't know if China's is going to get dealt with this weekend. I imagine it's much bigger and it'll probably go on longer, but we'll see. So they're meeting this weekend in Geneva. We have Bitcoin dominance. This is the big news right here. Bitcoin dominance is falling, and all eyes are on this to see, is alt season here? I know a lot of people are waiting for alt season like it's Christmas time coming, but this alt season might be a little bit different. But we're going to talk about all these things and probably more in today's show. So with that, remember, like I said in the beginning, every day, every week in crypto is exciting. It's an adventure. So if you want to follow along with me on my journey, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button, the bell notifications. You'll get little notifications when a new video comes out. But we put out videos pretty much daily. So with that, let's get into it. Big sea of green. We're only going to talk about this briefly, but look at all the green this week. You know, the day, the week, the month. It's been way better than it was the last couple of months. It's better for trading. It's better for, I like seeing the accounts go up. My hodling accounts go up. It's good. I like this. Nice. Okay, let's get into the Bitcoin ETFs. A lot of Bitcoin ETFs inflows. Look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 of the last 7 days have been inflows into the ETFs. Look at this. Only a couple red days. So what do we have? Last couple weeks, only a couple red days. Friday saw $321 million of inflows, 117 on Thursday, 142 on Wednesday, negative 87 on. But look at this one on Monday, $425 million inflows into the ETFs. Obviously, IBIT and BlackRock leading the way, leading the charge. Right now, there's $123 billion in the ETFs with Bitcoin. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of Bitcoin too. It's a lot of Bitcoin. Now, we talked about the trade deals. We know about the U.S. and the U.K. framework for their trade deal. The agreement has been made. They said that there's a agreement between the two partners. Now they're going to ink it. That is really good news. We have the United States and China. Scott Bessent and Jameson Greer, who I believe, I could be wrong, but I think is the ambassador to China. I might be wrong on that, but either way. And they met with their counterparts in Geneva today. I didn't hear any negative news. I know this morning there was some things on X like, oh, they stormed out and nothing happened and yada, yada. Those are all fake news. So right now, we probably won't hear anything until actual deals are made or agreements are made. But right now, nothing. The word is mum. We'll hope to hear something soon. Probably not tomorrow. They'll probably go back into the meetings tomorrow. So hopefully these deals get made in a way that's beneficial to us as the U.S. If you don't live in the U.S., sorry. I hope they're beneficial to you and where you live too. I hope the deal between the U.S. and the U.K. was beneficial to both parties, because if it wasn't beneficial to both parties, they probably wouldn't have made it. With that being said, let's move into the next piece. Bitcoin dominance. So when I think about altcoin season, when you think about the beginning of altcoin season, you think about when Bitcoin dominance starts to wane, like it did back, we thought we were almost in altcoin season back in, when was that? November, right? XRP was shooting for the moon from 50 cents to $3, and we had Bitcoin dominance all the way down here at like 54%. I think about Bitcoin dominance as this line right here, around 50%. We go back in time. Let's go back in time. Back in time. All right, so you look at this over here. In the main, we're talking about, when is this, 21? 21 was a big year for altcoins. And look, Bitcoin dominance just fell through the floor. It was all the way up here at 73%. You go back farther enough, Bitcoin was 100% dominant. I mean, I think the first altcoin was it Namecoin in 2011? But really, you didn't really have other coins. So Bitcoin's dominance was high. And then the altcoins, Ethereum, and all these other altcoins started coming in, and they were buying those up. But what we've had the last couple months is we've had this little uptick. People were selling. The market, actually, total volume in the market was coming down, but Bitcoin's dominance was going up. So people were selling altcoins and buying Bitcoin, selling altcoins and buying Bitcoin. because Bitcoin had the most promise. It's flight to safety. It's kind of the equivalent of a bond, I guess. It's not a bond, but equivalent of a bond of flight to safety or gold. And so you see this. We have been in this very narrow channel, and then we had a breakout of this pattern. We had a breakout the last couple days where Bitcoin's dominance has fell. Now we're still high. I mean, we're still at 62%, but this is a good sign. Now, one of the other steps that we see during altcoin season, or when you go away, obviously flows, not just a flow out of Bitcoin, but a flow into the altcoins. And I go back to this chart right here where you see that a lot of the other coins we've seen, let's see, that's the 4-day, the week. Money flows into things like PEPE, WIF, 65% up, PEPE, 62% up, Fartcoin, 20% up, FLOKI, Doge, 35% up. Then you have some of the utility coins. I mean, there's still some of these other utility coins in here, like Ethereum, up 37%. 37%, I'm in there. Crow, up 13%. So when you look at that, and Cake, 21%, it is flowing. And Bitcoin's gone up. I think Bitcoin's up 6-7%, but we're still like 4,000 away from all-time highs on Bitcoin. And I think we'll get there very soon, possibly. Not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Make sure to do your own research and all those things. But you look at the Google trends. I mean, we were flying high in November on Bitcoin, very high. And we've been moving down in the Google trends. The search is low. That's another sign that, the altcoin season might be just around the corner. I would like to see, or we will probably see, the fear and greed is still super high. We're at 70 on the greed piece. Remember, not too long ago, we were at like super low, like 15 on this chart. It was 25, but we were super low. And this was only about a month ago. Super low. Everyone was scared. Bitcoin was at like 77,000. I used that time to buy. I didn't buy a lot because I'm not completely out of money, but not as much as I would have. I would have wished I could have bought more in those times. But, right here, you see that we've gone up. Now we're 70 is pretty high. We've been obviously higher than 70, but not much higher. So people are flying high on Bitcoin right now. And it's over 100,000. The news is starting to talk about it. You see the Scott, when you see the administration and Trump, they talk about Bitcoin. It's going to get back in the news. Retail is going to flock in. They're going to flock in. They're going to see, well, Bitcoin's already high. Maybe I should buy one of these other coins. Maybe this coin used to be, Solana was $260 just a couple months ago. It's only at $175. It looks like a bargain. This is what someone might say that's coming into crypto that doesn't know. I still like Sui. I still like Solana. Bitcoin, obviously. XRP, I'm very bullish on XRP. I still think it has a lot of world utility coming at us very, very soon. So what does that mean? If you look at where Bitcoin is, it's still pushing up against, I'll move this Fibonacci. It's still pushing up against that 103, 104 mark. It's around the 104. We've flown past the golden zone. We've flown past this next mark, and we're just pushing high. That 100% is not far off. We're about, straight shot. What is it? Like 5% off all-time highs. We are approaching it fast. And when that happens, all hell is going to break loose. You're going to see the news talking about it, and people are going to flock in. That's my opinion, not fact. But you have this 131 zone. Look, this is the next real stop, uncharted territory. Fibonacci will lead the way. Well, that's a 26% gain from where we are currently, and it's very, very possible. I said at the beginning of this year, 120 to 150 was my target for Bitcoin this year. I might be grossly underestimating it. I've seen other analysts out there, respected analysts, saying 200, 250. Very possible. You'd have to go, where is that? You'd be on the upper end of this one, still a long shot away. But all in all, it was a very eventful week for crypto. We had, trade deals in the making, agreements made. We've had huge inflows to Bitcoin ETFs. We've had Bitcoin dominance falling below and breaking out of that zone for the first time in a long, long time. So it's a very exciting time to be in crypto. That's all I got. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, put them down below. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, have a great Mother's Day tomorrow. I probably will be busy with my wife and all my kids. So with that, have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon.